Hey friends, going live on Instagram, going live on YouTube, and we're live on. Hello, my name is Waylon. I do a weekly live video, live on Instagram, live on YouTube. Please, if you're tuning in, subscribe, get the notifications, support independent media. Elephant Journal is that rare surviving little corner of mindful independent media. Big love to your hearts. If you're just tuning in, say where in the world you're from. I'm live on YouTube over here, live on Instagram. Say where in the world you're from. I won't be able to respond because I have to record my weekly, or I get to, it's a privilege, to record a weekly 3 mindful tips. Every Friday I do 3 little mindful tips. So let's see if I can remember them and be mindful about what I wanted to do. So the first one, I like to do big tips, little tips. The first one is, all right, so I'm 48. And for the first time in my entire life, over the last year, my 2020 vision, my formerly 2020 vision, has become a little blurry. Now, some of that is eye fatigue, too many screens, too many, the TV, the phone, my work on the laptop. But some of that is just aging. Some of us need glasses early, some of us late, some of us, I guess, never. So I wanted to share something that I think most of us don't know. None of my friends seem to know this. I only know this because one of my good friends, Roberta Baines, of many, many years, owns, with her family, owns a little eyeglasses company. I hope you all go check it out. It's called Tavat. Tavat, T-A-V-A-T. And what is interesting about that? What is interesting is she told me that one company, does anyone know this? One company is like in, The Hobbit, and one ring to rule them all. One company called Luxottica, and you can forget their name. You don't need to remember it. Luxottica owns 98% of all glasses companies' glasses that are made. They're almost all plastic. They're almost all made in China. Not fair labor, not environmental practices, not quality, which is pretty important. Maybe some of them are quality, but the vast majority of Luxottica is cheap, unethical, not great. So 98% sounds like a lot, but the cool thing in this huge, beautiful, wonderful world, just like with independent media, Elephant is probably the 2% of independent media that is still alive. So please read elephantjournal.com, subscribe to our free newsletter at elephantjournal.com/best. There's 2% of the glasses companies are still independent. So you can get your eyeglasses from an independent glasses company. Number one, that matters because you're keeping little independent companies who pay their people well, who do quality work, alive. Number two, it's important because you're actually, even if they're more expensive, and a lot of them are, like with any kind of quality craft where you're paying people who are getting paid to make a living and have healthcare, it's going to cost a bit more, but is better quality. And the glasses company I happen to go to, Envision in Boulder, only works with independent glasses companies, and they say, these last 2 or 3 times longer. So you're gonna save money. So I wanted to mention that. Support the 2% of independent glasses companies that still exist. I'm about to get some glasses. Finally, after 48 years, I'm gonna look smarter. I'm gonna look, like I know things. Gone will be, oh my God, I love that. So we got a comment. My eyeglass retailer refuses to sell Exotica. So it's not just me making this up. This is a real thing. All right, number 2. This one is a bit more of a profound, big subject. It's called the only shameful thing. Now, I was having an ethical discussion with one of my best friends, Miguel, a couple weeks ago about Airbnbs and what they do to kind of devastate communities and neighborhoods and kind of leach out rentals so that the rental market gets more expensive. Affordable housing is a major problem in a lot of this world right now. So not all Airbnbs are bad. Like in most things, it's not black and white, it's nuanced. If someone owns a house, like I own my house here. Actually, the bank owns it, but I technically own my house. I'm paying the mortgage. If I'm renting out a room or renting out the mother-in-law apartment in the back, which I don't, doesn't exist, then it's helping pay my mortgage. That's not a problem. The problem is with second homes and the desertification of down, of neighborhoods. They just become sort of empty, and it kills community, and it raises rents for those who are actually locals. So he said, I feel so ashamed. He was sort of beating himself up. Honestly, I felt like, are you really that ashamed? Because you're not really even changing your behavior necessarily. Maybe you will a little. Sorry, a fly was on me. A fly in winter. He's surviving. Welcome, fly. Look, he's on me. This is a very hardy fly. All right. It's like snowy outside, and this fly is still going. So the only shameful thing, I said to him, please don't feel ashamed. Just change your behavior if you agree. Do your own research. Think about it. Shame is sort of extra. It's just sort of drama. We really don't need to be ashamed about things generally. But shame also is sort of has got a bad name on social media. We should be ashamed about certain things. I wish Donald Trump, to use an easy, low-hanging fruit example, felt ashamed about some things. Not because I want him to feel bad, but because I want him to change his ways. He has caused a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, and he keeps doing it. And if he ever bothered to feel some shame, in Buddhism, we say 3 seconds of regret. So you think about the thing and you feel bad. You feel bad. That's called empathy. That's called opening your heart. As Leonard Cohen said, the cracks are where the light gets in, and then you change your ways. So the only thing we need to feel shame about is if we have the information, like around veganism was a discussion today, and then we decline to change in a more ethical or compassionate way. So if we actually have the information, we have the privilege to be able to make a choice. So the only shameful thing is being in a position to do something kind or more ethical and choosing not to do so. The only shameful thing is that choice and making the choice to continue harm when we have the privilege, when we are in the position to be able to change. Number 3, this is a really quick, small one, mindful tips. I do 3 every Friday, is metal tea kettles, electric. I have one. They are magic. Most tea kettles, it's kind of crazy, have plastic in the tea kettle. If it's electric, you don't want to be boiling plastic. This is not some hippie crazy thing. New York Times said one of the top 6 environmental poisons in our everyday life was mixing plastic and or vinyl with hot water with our being. You don't want to do that with your body. So I have a metal tea kettle. It's all metal inside, and it's electric. Electric's so quick. Natural gas, as we've all learned, is one of the major causes of indoor air pollution, asthma. It's not a political thing. No one's coming for your, gas stove, although, they're poisoning you. So, get an electric kettle. Make sure there's no plastic inside of it. That's the tip. I have one, works great. The electric's actually faster than natural gas. It's clean. The air is clean. Everything's hunky-dory. And on that note, have a hunky-dory Friday night. I send my love to all of you. And if any of you need a hug, please give a heart or say a comment. If you need a hug, everyone who is here, let's just give each other a hug, because it's a lot going on in this world. A lot of us are hard on ourselves. A lot of us have shame, have little secrets, have unhealthy habits, or being mean to ourselves or being mean to others. Let's hug it out. All right, Hustlin needs a hug. Hustlin for hope. I love your tag. Let's all give a hug to each other. I know I kind of need a hug. I put an article up about my dog who died and saying, can we please extend the compassion that we have for our dogs and our cats to other animals? It's not rocket science. If we are in that position to make a choice, going vegan is such an easy way to take some aggression and pollution out of this world, to cool our planet and to cool the amount of aggression in this world. So big hugs to everybody. The reason I brought up that vegan thing is I got tons of comments that were angry and defensive, and I get it. a lot of energy around food and around killing animals and all this, but I needed a hug. So thank you, McTavish. Big hugs to all of you. Whew. Let's take a deep breath on top of the virtual hug, because I think I needed that too, or a sigh. Mwah. Big love to everyone. And please get our free newsletter, elephantjournal.com. The only way elephant will stick around is if you make it stick around. You can also get one of my eco books if you're crazy and inspired to get an eco mindful book. They're printed eco, local, plastic free at elephantjournal.com/shop. Check them out. Big love to all of you.